Hey folks, and welcome back. Today we're going to be continuing our waves unit talking about sound waves. So make sure you've got your Cami doc open and let's hop into it. So what is sound? Well, sound is a longitudinal wave. And so that means that it has compressions and rarefactions. And remember that longitudinal waves are a type of compression or a type of mechanical wave. And so therefore sound waves must travel through a medium, right? They have to have something to be able to travel through. They have to have matter to travel through. Now, right now, you are hearing me through the air, right? But you can hear things through walls, right? Like, sounds do travel through walls. Sounds can travel through water, although you certainly don't hear it the same way, right? Like when you're underwater, you can hear things, it just sounds different. So sound waves can travel through anything. They sound correct to us when they travel through the air. Now, because again, these are longitudinal waves, they're going to have compressions and rarefactions. So if we were to take a look at some sound waves, right, we would see areas that are compressed where lots of the air particles, because of the waves, are being smushed together. And then we would have some areas where we have areas that the air particles are spread out. And remember, these are the rarefactions. Okay, so we have compressions and then we have those rarefactions. And I would go back and make sure that you label those on your document. Now, why do things sound different, right? Like, why is it that one person sounds different than another? One instrument like a guitar sounds different from a violin. Why do things sound different? Well, different sounds have different pitches, all right? And so the pitch of a sound depends upon the frequency of the sound wave that is being produced. So a high frequency sound has a high pitch. So when you produce a lot of waves, right, that is going to be a high pitch. A low frequency sound has a low pitch. So when you hear, a guitar or something, a violin, right, that's playing a high note, right, it sounds very high pitched. If you hear something that is very low noted, right, it has a low pitch. And that's true for people's voices as well, right? As our vocal cords vibrate, some people have higher pitches, right, in their kind of normal tone of voice. Some people have lower pitches. And of course, we can control those ourselves, right? So I can sound high pitched or I can sound low pitched, right? And that's because I'm changing the frequency of the sound waves that I am producing. Why are some sounds loud? Well, the volume of a sound is based upon the amplitude of a sound wave. A loud sound has a high amplitude or a large amplitude. A soft sound has a short amplitude, okay, and it's a shorter wave. Now, the reason why that is because remember, amplitude reflects the amount of energy that a wave carries. So loud sounds are carrying lots of energy in those waves, right? Those waves carry lots of energy. And so when they reach your ears, they sound really loud. Whereas soft sounds, they're not carrying as much energy. And so therefore, they don't sound quite as loud. So how do we actually go about hearing things? Well, when sound waves strike your eardrum, which is inside your ear canal, they cause it to vibrate. Okay, so when the waves hit that, it causes it to vibrate, which is then is translated into an electrical signal that is sent to your brain, and then your brain then interprets that as a sound. So you can interpret and hear lots of different types of sounds even though they're all kind of occurring at the same time, right? When you listen to music, there's a lot of different sounds that are involved in that music. Well, your brain is your eardrum, as it vibrates, right? Your brain is able to pick up all those different signals and then meld it into the sound that you are actually interpreting and hearing with your brain. So this is kind of the setup here of your ear. You've got your outer ear, which kind of funnels the sounds through the ear canal, and then that reaches your eardrum right here. That eardrum is going to vibrate. That then causes your bones in here inside the inner ear. These are the three smallest bones in your body, by the way. These vibrate, and these are then translated into chemical signals, which are then sent along these nerve cells to your brain. And so when you listen to really loud music constantly, whether that's at a concert or next to machinery that's working, there are hairs that are found along the eardrum, and those hairs can actually stiffen up and die. And as they die and lose them, you lose sensitivity to hearing. And that's something that naturally happens over time as you age, but you can cause premature hearing loss by listening to loud sounds. So those of you that listen to loud music in your headphones, if you continue to do that, you will likely have early hearing loss, which would be great for my wife because she's an audiologist. She does hearing aids and things like that. So if you want to continue to give her business, then please do continue to listen to those loud sounds. But if you want to preserve your hearing for as long as possible so you can hear people without having to purchase some expensive hearing aids, I recommend that you turn the volume down on that music. All right, last thing. Why can we hear an echo? Like, how do we get echoes? Why is that? Well, sound travels at about 342 meters per second, right? It is something that takes time to travel from one place to another. So because it takes time for sound to travel, especially longer distances, you can hear an echo as the sound wave reflects, or that's the fancy word for bounces off of an object and moves back to you. So if you go outside, right, you've got like a tree line or you've got a building, and you stand far away from that and you yell, you can hear your voice coming back to you. And that's because those sound waves are hitting the wall or hitting the tree line, reflecting back, and then they reach your ears. And there is time that elapses between you speaking and them coming back. And so therefore you hear an echo. Awesome. All right, folks, so you got a simulation to do today. You're going to listen to some sounds. So make sure that you open that up, read and follow the directions. If you have questions or need help, as always, please ask. Hope that you have a great day, and I'll see you soon.